people always ask me, what makes Billy such a good manager? And I always say, because the players know that if they's all up on top of a roof and Billy said, jump off of this roof, they know that Billy would jump off with them. And I use this story to tell to get that fact across. And he was down in Dallas last year, and he did such a good deal with that team down there, the Turnaround Gang, that they gave him a brand new rifle, and he wanted to go hunting. So I said, well, I'll take you down. I said, I know a guy down around San Antonio on a ranch outside of San Antonio in Leakey, Texas. He's a doctor, and he's a good friend of mine. I'm pretty sure he'll let us go hunting on his ranch. So but I said, you're going to have to get up like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning because it takes 3 or 4 hours to drive down there. He said, I don't care. I want to go deer hunting, you know, with my new rifle. So we drive all the way down there, you know, and I said, now you wait in the car and I'll go up and knock on the door, and I'll ask the doctor if it's all right for us to go hunting. So he stayed in the car. I go up and knock on the door. The doctor comes to the door and he said, hey, Mick, what are you doing down here? I said, well, I got Billy Martin, the new manager of the Rangers, with me out in the car, and we was wondering if we could go deer hunting on your ranch. He said, oh, sure, anytime, you know, come on down. He said, and I started to walk off. He said, but you got to walk through, you got to leave the car there and walk through the barnyard. And he says, hey, by the way, would you do me a favor? I said, what's that? He said, when you go through the barnyard, so you see that old mule standing over there by the barn? I said, yeah. He said, would you shoot that mule for me? I said, oh, Christ, Doc, we don't want to shoot your mule, you know. We come down here to hunt deer. He said, well, if you'd be doing me a big favor, because he said, I just don't have the heart. I've had him a long time. He's about 20 years old. He hasn't done any work for 10 years. I'm going to have him put away anyway. If you'd shoot him for me, you'd really be doing me a big favor. So I said, okay, we'll shoot the mule. So I'm walking back to the car. I think, I'm going to pull a joke on Billy, you know. So I run out to the car, and I yanked the door open. I said, give me my rifle. Billy goes, what's the matter? I said, we drove 4 hours to get down here to go deer hunting. This guy said we can't go deer hunting. I'm going to shoot his mule. Billy goes, oh, my God. He said, don't do that. He's trying to grab the rifle back. You know, so we'll get in jail, we'll get in trouble and everything. I said, give me the rifle. I finally get the rifle away from him. I go running out to the barn, shoot the mule right in the neck, right? Mule falls over. About that time, right behind me, I hear bam, bam, bam. I turn around, there's Billy with his gun. I said, Billy, what are you doing? He said, I got 3 of these cows.